Welcome, le bienvenue, ahlan wa sahlan, it's your boy Lush, and today's cultural conversation. Stereotypes. Now, I know we've pretty much been talking about stereotypes a lot in the past couple of years, and I think it's like a running theme, but I actually found a video that directly targets whether Arab stereotypes is a truth or it's a myth. We're all guilty of applying stereotypes to a certain people. As Arabs, we are really bad at doing that against Indian, Pakistani, Southeast Asians, even East Asians, when it comes to Africans as well. And really, a stereotype is when you group a large portion of people into one category and you apply all of your biases on that person. I'll give you an example. An Arab stereotype, for instance, would be that all Arabs are Muslim and all Muslims are Arabs, and both cases could not be further from the truth. A lot of people say that all Arabs are from the Gulf, for instance. Sure, genetically, or as far as their heritage is concerned, the Gulf region is where in the Arabian Peninsula is where the Arabian was created. But when you think about the Levant or you think about North Africa, the Arab culture is there from a traditional point of view, from a ritual point of view, from a lifestyle point of view. I sometimes have Lebanese people that say, Lush, we're not Arabs, we are Phoenicians. It's like, Habibi, Phoenicians were in Lebanon and they've contributed largely to the world. Do you listen to Phoenician music? Do you speak the Phoenician language? So music and language, lifestyle and culture is really what I mean when I say the term Arab. And a lot of people say, Lush, North Africans are not Arab, Lush. And I'm like, well, no, you're right. The same way Lebanese people are not Arabs. But from a cultural perspective, we do have that commonality. We have that lifestyle. And what ends up happening is a lot of people outside of the culture end up grouping us all together. And that's why I say, like, North African Arab is different than Levant Arab, for instance, or Gulf Arab. That's why people think, oh, well, all Arabs look the same. And they really don't. Even in Lebanon, one of the smallest countries in the world, we have the darkest Lebanese people, and then we have the lightest, blondest, blue eyes Lebanese people. We don't all live in the desert. Not all women stay at home. We're not scary, and it's really just that picture that was painted, particularly around the movie Aladdin. I think if you want to look at one movie that pushes the stereotype the most, it's Aladdin, of, Arabia being a far and exotic and dangerous place. Well, they'll cut out your tongue and they'll cut off your ears, and the women just dress in belly dancing uniforms and all that stuff. Oh, and guys, I promise you, I'm not crying. My left contact is kicking my ass today. Let's go.
We are jealous, but it's positive jealous.
Oh God, it just starts. We are jealous, but a positive jealous. Oh no. In a good way. I break you, but then I heal you. Arabs are very loud and always sound like they are angry. Okay, see, that's the thing though, that's in the eye of the beholder or in the ears of the listener.
Oh, we are.
That's true.
Yeah.
I know Lebanese are loud and passionate.
Compare with Lebanese, Iraqi is so angry. Arabic and Iraqi,
I just realized here that when I'm riding the bus and talking on the phone, how loud I am.
See, the thing about language is that it requires us to use really aggressive or really exaggerated parts of our throat. So when I say Habibi, Kifak Habibi, all I'm saying is how are you, my sweetheart? But you see how energetic I was, and it's almost like a physical experience trying to reach those decibels in your throat. خليني اجي لعندك خلينا نلعب soccer or football. See, all I said was, let me come over and let us play, soccer or football. أنا بحبك يا حياتي Inti nur عيني. You know, I love you, my life. You are the light of my eyes. So yeah, it does require a lot more, you know. And then the hands, automatic. We're always ready.
In our family, like if you don't scream, that means like you're not talking. So you have to scream.
Arabs love showing off their bling. Okay, yeah. I would say so.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
But I think that's it.
Yeah, I know. It can get intense. I got
Because we are so social with each other. For example, if you're sitting in coffee, say Allah khair, Allah khair, Allah khair. So you care about other people, and the other people, they care about you.
In Jordan, there is not much of a bling. So, but maybe the GCC, the Gulf people.
That's right.
They both look at the girl. That's what I was thinking too. It's a very Gulf thing. That's that oil money, right? The G classes and the Porsches and the Ferraris, and just the whole lifestyle is different over there.
Their bags, Gucci bags, their cars.
So the girls always like look for the guy with a nice car.
So they look for a subject where they can introduce the brand of the car and make it sound like it's casual.
Very suave about it too. And subtle, but not so subtle.
Presenting a certain image of yourself as being successful and so on. That's part of the culture.
Yeah, I think it's true also, but not in the sense of like bling bling where look at me, I'm rich. It's more like look at me, I'm successful and I have money, but I choose to spend it on certain things that increase, that boost my image or my reputation. It's kind of different. Like in the Gulf countries, there's an actual mall. I was there. It's called Dubai Mall. It takes you like 2 days to finish. And there is a whole section where it's made out of gold. And every store has a security guard in front of it. It's all like the super high-end stores where it's like, even to look, you're going to get a bill in the mail when you get back home. So it is a lifestyle in some countries, but in other countries, if I can speak for the Lebanese, you know, there is a big problem with showing off. I think a lot of men like to peacock. They like to boost themselves up. And I think that's just, it draws into like your own insecurities or intimidation or some things that like our parents instill in us at a very young age that we need to do better or be better. A lot of the girls, it's not so much bling. I think it's just attitude. Someone's got to say it. I know it's like a happy, you know, super positive video, but a stereotype's a stereotype, and we're guilty of reinforcing certain ones for sure. Arab girls are expected to be submissive, cook, clean, and be a good wife. Okay, I mean, expected. Okay, maybe. Cook, clean, and be a good wife. I mean, is that their definition of submissive? We have to eat. We need proper hygiene and cleanliness. And she could be a good wife the same way the man has to be a good husband. And he can also cook and clean as well. But let's see what they say.
My mother, she want to encourage me to marry. So this girl, she's very clean, she's organized.
If your mom or your family, they're gonna go and meet the girl that you like, they're gonna look into these things. She doesn't cook, like the house is a mess.
From the older generations, I guess, not us.
I don't like it. I'm not like that. I'm not the perfect wife in Saudi.
If my wife cooks and cleans, that's amazing. However, it's not something I'd say, hey, if she needs to do it. I like cooking, I like cleaning, I like doing it together.
Yeah, and I think these are Western Arabs as well. So that's a huge point right there. If they were getting like locals from all these countries, I think the conversation would be a little bit different because you are basing your judgment on what is available to you and the environment in which you live in. I cook, I love to cook. I clean, I love to clean. Well, who doesn't want to be clean? Very clean, very meticulous. You got to stay fresh. You got to have proper hygiene. You got to make sure the floors are good. You got to make sure the countertop is good. Why am I going to add extra stress to the mother of my kid and to my partner? Not your enemy, your partner, you collaborate with. Why am I going to go and make their life harder so that to make it harder for them to make me happy, right? You want to actually support and uplift the person that's supposed to be making you happy. right? It's just you're actually working. It's working against you.
Traditionally speaking, yeah, you have the whole idea of preparing the girl for marriage. I've seen also strong characters rise as a counter to that.
Do you personally want it? Do you want personally a wife who's all of these? Be honest.
Who's submissive? Hell no.
Now you like girl to be a
Okay. He doesn't want a wife that's submissive. Okay. I think the term submissive needs to be properly defined and like talked about here. I think he said that because he's just trying to not give in to the stereotype. Which is true, which is fair, but at the same time he could have elaborated instead of hell no just seemed like an extreme answer.
like a business girl. Like let's say like she's a well-rounded. She knows how to carry herself.
It's true, but changing. Yeah.
Okay, truth and myth. Yeah, I agree with that. Arab men are very jealous and possessive. Whew. Let's see.
Very much.
Yes.
You got a phone call. Who is that? Where are you going? How long are you staying? Who's your new friend?
I don't know, they love controlling, like you're always controlling the way you're dressing, who you're talking to.
Where were you at this exact time? Why didn't you answer my phone?
Like, yes, we are jealous, but it's positive jealous.
I go through this fight with my
We are jealous, but it's a positive jealous. This is a big one for me because I've had a lot of women on this channel explain how much they love it when a man cares about their whereabouts. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. There's a lot of pandering going on here, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like Arab men are jealous and possessive. They can be, and those men deserve a punch in the face. Those men deserve to be dealt with proper. But as far as like, when does it stop being love and when does it become abuse? And there's a lot of women on this channel that have told me like, I want that traditional man that is going to protect me and support me and want to give a shit about me. Because what's the alternative? What's the other extreme? The man that doesn't care? Oh, you can have a male best friend. Yeah, Johnny, yeah, you can go out with him or Ahmed. That's fine. You know, like, then what? You're opening up the door to more potential problems. There's problems on both sides, don't get me wrong. All I'm talking about is the woman's desire to be wanted. A woman wants to be wanted by her man. Now, what does that look like when you're wanted? And how do you show want as a man? Okay, you have to actually proactively put in some effort into her whereabouts and her well-being, and that's the thing, is it coming from love or abuse or insecurity? You know, like for me, the stereotype is a lot of Arab men are insecure that their wife is going to be faithful or loyal. And they download all of those insecurities onto their wife, and that's what leads to problems.
my girlfriend. Sorry, babe. What's the need of exposing like this part of your body a little bit more? Like a lot. Why? Why?
I guess it's a way of saying that you want her. They can manifest in extreme ways.
Oh, I just said that. Oh, cool. Okay. All right. We're on the same page.
Oh, definitely.
That's
For
true.
sure.
100%.
I think
They were
even
so hard to get you. So.
I'm definitely very, very into the whole spoiling. Making her feel like an Amira, so like a princess or a queen.
In fact, they would be insulted if you dare even try to reach for the belt and cut your hand.
So where's the double standard here? Is he very possessive, but he's also going to treat you like a jewel? And as a woman, are you okay with both those things? Because that's usually the trade-off. Now, again, I'm not saying being possessive is a good thing, but actually giving a shit about your partner and protecting them and making sure that you're making good judgment calls and they're making good judgment calls, because a lot of women are not aware of the hyenas and the filth and the dirt that are around them. And same thing, a lot of women can call out other women tactics that are being used on their man. You never know. So yeah, it's okay to be involved. But at the same time, a man is there to spoil to uplift, to absolutely polish like a jewel his woman. And so it comes, it's a package deal, if you will. A lot of women are into it, by the way. That traditional Eastern culture, that style, I think we've come full circle. A lot of women are actually looking for that now.
The man always pays, the man takes care of everything. We don't have the concept of sharing, you know, like sharing the bill, sharing the rent.
So if you go out with a guy and the guy is like, let's split the bill, your reaction?
It would be a shock if it's a guy from the same background.
Like we like to.
So the girl put her hand on her chest and she was so shocked. How could you? How could you? Am I not worth paying the full bill? Hayati, of course you are. Of course you are. But that also means that you're worth that much in other ways too, where I want to protect you and I want to defend you and I want to make sure that you're okay. And yeah, maybe you shouldn't show your belly or your thighs when you go out if you're truly mine. Those are my standards. You don't have to live by them, by the way. If you're dating an Arab, you can leave. You don't have to give in to that lifestyle. You don't want to be pampered. You don't want to be paid for. You contribute in other ways. But financially, the man is there at a greater capacity. It's just a fact.
We invite our love to do something nice to her.
Truth.
So they feel like we are so harsh and like, but we are not.
That they're dumb. They didn't go to school or didn't get an education.
We ride camels.
We live in pyramids.
That's a new one. We live in pyramids. I love that. We ride camels, I've heard before.
We beat women.
They mix up a lot of things about terrorists, about all this problem.
They think Arabs are very closed-minded and hardened in their views of society and life.
Yeah, closed-minded and hardened in their views of society and life, which is actually turning out to be a really good thing now that Western culture has been diluted and has been attacked for the better part of 10 years, attacking the masculine figure, the male role, the traditional roles, so much confusion going around, people not really knowing what the heck to do when they're in a relationship. I don't know.
We're kind. If we want to hug you, it doesn't mean that we're gonna kill you. You can hug us back.
If you go to anybody's home who's from that background, you will find a lot of food. You're greeted with food.
Yes.
And tea.
Yes. Moroccan tea.
Family.
Yeah,
Family is important in the Middle East.
it's really important. The connection.
I mean, yeah.
Diversity. I mean,
Family over everything. Society versus private life. Community versus the individual. 1000%. We would much rather engage in social activities than engage in private activities. 100%.
I mean, look, different shades, different shapes.
Wow.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed another.
I like that. I like that a lot. Really good conversation about some stereotypes. Let me know down below some stereotypes that you think exist. Have you ever been through a stereotype? Have you ever been labeled as such? You don't have to be Arab to answer this question. Let me know. Holler at me on Instagram if that's the case. I'd love to do a part 2 of this video and maybe talk about our own stereotypes. It's for the family. It's for the culture. Ziho.